using sodium silicate to get the crackles texture. The noise from the wheel, I'm sorry about that. My wheel is almost more than 25 years old, so it's getting old and a lot of noise. So the YouTube video I'm shooting, I'm actually using two cameras. So at the beginning of this YouTube video, I will have a time lapse. So from the beginning till the end, without any editing. It's just time lapse. So it will take about maybe two minutes, and then if you want to see the detail as you see in this video in the later part, I will explain a little bit more. So whoever want to see just the fast moving, you can watch the first couple of minutes. So first I center my pieces, and now I'm ready to open the hole. And I always emphasize, even you have a very good center, make sure that when you are opening, you don't lose your center. So it's very important that when you are drilling it, you want to compress the wall, so you don't lose your center. I'm taking all the way down to the bottom and using my fingertip to compress the bottom a couple times. And also a important thing is that when you open it, the bottom floor should be nice and flat. At least you need to have a like U shape instead of V shape. If you open a V shape, you're gonna end up with too much clay in the bottom corner. So making at least a U shape, and even you can make a little indentation there from the bottom corner, make it in, push, squeeze it, use a finger to squeeze it in bone, so you have less clay on the bottom corner. And I don't spin my wheel super fast, and maybe at the very beginning when I'm centering, I tend to spin my wheel a little bit faster, but after that I continue to slow down my wheel. I saw a lot of my students, when they throw in they don't adjust the speed of the wheel. They always keep on full power. That it's going to be super hard. Once you have your shape built up, if you spin too fast, it's very easy to lose your control. So that speed of the wheel is very important. And there are a couple ways to open the hole. This method of open the hole is that I push the hole down low, open it a little wider so that I could take care of the bottom, and after that I color it, make it taller. And since this is the beginning, so that clay is very thick, and it's hard to lift when your clay is very thick. So I tend to thin it down by using my thumb, actually my palm, my right palm, hold it on the outside and support it on my splash pan. Hold it outside my palm, and then the inside, the inside fingers. The fingers doing the lifting. The outside hand is supported. This is the hand when your clay is very thick. So this is my initial lifting. My inside finger is moving, but you see that my outside hand is staying there until I lift about halfway. So now that my inside finger is almost on top of my palm, so I'm going to move my palm with it. Okay, so that's the lifting. Now the finger is right there under my palm, and then I'm moving my right hand with my left fingers. Press the rim a little bit, and maybe just lifting. Okay, my left finger is lifting a little bit, and compress the rim. And after that, I kind of color in to make my cylinder straight again. I will do one more time the same method that I just showed you. But before I do that, I want the wall to be slippery. So I brush the slip that I removed from my fingertips. I coat it, especially on the inside part. Outside is easy to get it slippery, but inside, while you're lifting, you want to be slippery too. So leave it cake. So I'm gonna do one more time. Put my arm here to support it. Okay. And then the inside finger do the lifting and slowly okay. So this is the initial, it's not poured in. I didn't even pour the wall yet. Just compressing. Right. And now I'm ready to lift. Before I do that, I want to make sure that inside corner is nice 90 degrees so that I don't leave too much clay on the inside corner here. Slippery, and make my rim a little bit smaller, right? And then it's my method of lifting it. I'm using the thumb and the fingers inside and hold and grab the clay. So the thumb is pointing down, okay? But the thumb, it's not like using one thumb. Okay? Use the thumb and fingers together. Okay? So always, I would suggest you when you're using the thumb method, make sure your thumb is very stable. So always attach your thumb to the finger here. Okay. So the thumb and the fingers inside, grab the clay and slowly, surely twist the wall and squeeze and lift. All the way. You don't need to go all the way. Maybe because once you move up, your arm, your finger is kind of bending, so it's super hard to go all the way to the top. That's alright. I can change the position, like lift about 2 inches without pulling it all the way up, and then I just change the direction of your fingers and just pull the rim. And compress the rim. So this is the first, actually my first pour. And put the slip back to work. Coat it on the inside too. A little bit of water. And since I'm going to pour it taller, so I usually like to have my cylinder a little bit narrow. So this time I'm going to color my cylinder a little bit smaller. First I take care of the corner, using my finger to bring the clay to the center. So this part is narrow now. And then just hold my finger steady and slowly pull up. And again, you see that my wheel speed isn't very fast. Right. Put the slip back to work. So if you use a lot of slip, you will not end up with a lot of water in the splash pan. Maybe a couple drips. That way, not only that it's easier to clean, but also you don't put too much water, so your wall is stronger. Instead of using the water, use a slip. Maybe a little bit of water. That's all you need. All right. So one more pull before I do that. Get the slip inside of my palm. Squeeze, surely, steady, and slowly. Okay, up to the very top, I let go of my fingers and change position and finish up the pulling the rim. Slip back to work. I will do one more pouring and then that's it. And then I will brush the sodium silicate and stretch it and dry it and stretch it. Before I do my final pour, I like to make sure that my wall is straight. Color in a bit. Put the slip back to work and also the inside part. Right, so this will be my final So this is the usual process when I'm pouring my cylinder. Pour it as tall as I can, and then when you want to expand it, so after you pour it as tall as you can and you expand it, your wall will be thinner. Alright, so now the next move is to remove my finger mark. So I am using a wooden rib. And the final smoothing using my metal rib. I could slightly push the belly out a little bit, so there's a little curve here. That way it's easier to remove my throwing mark. Get rid of the clay. So I'm cleaning my wheel head in case when I'm brushing the sodium silicate drip, I don't want to get to mix to my clay. So okay, now I'm ready to brush the sodium silicate. So this comes with the liquid foam. If it gets too dry, you could add a little bit of water to it and stir it. So I will leave about maybe 3 inches without brushing any sodium silicate from the rim, because later on I will maybe probably make the opening smaller, so I need to have some clay to be able to pour it in. So I leave about 3 inches without brushing any sodium silicate. So So you can see that reflecting the light, it's shining on the surface. So then I'm going to use a heat gun to heat it up so that the surface dry a little bit. You don't want to overheat it. If you overheat it, it's easy to crack and collapse. It cracks such a very big crack, big gap, so you don't over dry it. So after a couple minutes, the surface is not as shiny as it used to be. You don't over dry it, so I would say this is a good dryness to start with. You can do some experiment. Maybe at the beginning couple try you might fail, but the thickness and the time drying, the thickness of your wall, the thickness of the sodium silicate, and how dry your wall, it all play variations of the crackle texture. And I will put some water back to inside. Use a sponge and then brush it over. So when you're stretching, you no longer be able to touch the outside. You want the outside to stretch, to be crackle. So you don't touch outside anymore. But when you're stretching, the inside is very important that you don't keep it slippery. And also when you are stretching, you want to do it little by little. You don't want to stretch too much at a time. And I'm leaving this part without stretching because later I'm going to close it, so you don't need to open the wider and then close it later, so no stretching in the ring. The shoulders, this part's a little bit dry, so I'm going to add a little bit more water to it. So let me show you what I'm doing when I'm stretching. You see that all the fingers here is touching the inside wall, and then kind of push it out. And this little slip here is because this is the last part, so all the slips gather right by my index finger. Let me stop the wheel. So you see that the crackle texture start to come out when I'm stretching. slightly squeeze my rim in, so the opening is going to be even smaller. So the shaping is almost done. Just few touch it up. Usually my eye view is checking the curve from the curve that cast in, and I check it, see which spot needs to come out a bit, and then I stretch a little bit more on that part. Before I close up, I need to clean up the inside a bit. Slowly pour the rim toward the center. So my fingers kind of pull my thumb on the outside, slowly pinch and lift the clay wall toward the center. And the outside hand is pushing. Okay, pinch and push, pinch, and the outside hand is push. Squeeze it. Use the metal rib to smooth the shoulder here. My finger goes inside, support it, and then use my metal rib to compress. You need to have a little bit of a supporting, so when you compress, it doesn't collapse. after that, to finish the top, and then I will just trim the bottom, trim the corner, the clay. I'm using the wooden knife. Hold it like holding the pencil. Try to find a stable spot, and slowly, no rush. Hold it steady, and then slowly go all the way down to the wheel head. Until I touch the wheel head. Slowly pull out my tool. Then I don't usually like to use a needle tool. Okay, so this is the needle tool. Sometimes when you undercut it, you tend to push the clay back and it sticks. So my preferred tool is my tool this is my number 10. Okay, very pointy and very thin. So when you go and undercut it from the bottom, you don't push back the clay. So it's very easy to separate from the corner. So once I undercut it, it's very easy to pull it out. You see that the clay is coming apart, coming out the corner easily. So this is a very nice tool to have, or you can make your own too. So this is the sodium silicate. The clay has a little bit sodium silicate. I don't worry about it. Once you mix very well, the sodium silicate will just go away inside of your clay. So you can use, you can recycle or reuse your clay. I don't find out any problem at all. So this is the sodium silicate texture. Show you from a big chunk of clay, and then pour, center open and pour up, and then brush the sodium silicate and stretch it. I take my time to do that because especially when I'm shaping, I take probably 2/3 of my time just by shaping it. The 1/3 of the time just pour, center, pour, and lift. That's probably 1/3, and then 2/3 of my time usually I take it to shape to finish up, shaping and finish up. Just be patient and you will have a nice pot. Okay? Thanks for watching.